Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about the audio, sorry about the picture, guys. Thank you for joining me. Just 2 seconds while I sort things out. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Now then, I'm going to probably have to be in and out. Now, that's best I can get the moon tonight because obviously I'm just using YouTube's camera, if you get what I mean. So, how are we all doing? Starting Astro. Hello, Thomas Cole. Sab's Astrophotography. Can you hear me all right, by the way, guys? Make sure the audio's okay. Yeah, he's gonna. Apologies again. It'll go in and out of contrast because it's like kind of. It is on a motor drive, but I've just plonked the telescope out and not really polar aligned it. So let me just check that for 2 minutes. You can hear me okay? Oh, that's good. There is a massive delay actually. I've just noticed when I turn the sound up. Hello, Has S. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, the whole idea of this. I'm not using a foam mount, no, Josh. It is actually on a motor-driven mount, but it's for some reason I think the motor's done. I don't know why we're out of focus now. Should come back in a minute. That's better. So it kind of gets in focus when it's there, doesn't it? Ah, you've just started, have you, Has? That's good. Good to hear. Always good to hear more of us joining this hobby. I am going to actually learn how to put my face on the camera as well at the same time. Yeah. So idea about this, guys. If you've got any questions or anything like that, it's just to hang out with you for an hour or so. I haven't done many lives, so it's it's always nice to have a chat like this. I can put my face on camera if this is not successful for a while. I just thought it's just such a beautiful clear night here tonight in the UK. I've got to get set up, and I thought, why not have a bit of a live chat and hang out with you guys for a bit. Has S. I'm from Chesterfield, mate. Chesterfield in the UK. I'm originally from Sheffield, but I've lived in Chesterfield now for, oh God, the best part of 15 years. Yeah, it has been. It's been incredibly bad here. The weather. This is the first clear night we've had in such a long time. I mean, it's just been an awful summer so far, really. I mean, it's been cold. It's been cold in the UK. It's actually been cold for June. It's ridiculous. Hello, OJ. Is it Shot Glass? I didn't see any Northern Lights. It was cloudy wherever we just every time. So it has been for such a long time. That's why I've got set up tonight, like, because it's it's such a beautiful night. Yeah. Also, I'm going to leave this live up. Like I said, once again, if you've got any questions, I shall keep going up to this and looking. If I miss your questions tonight, just leave them in the comments. When I leave the live up, and I shall be active on that for the next couple of weeks and answer some of your questions, because I miss so many questions that people ask me. Oh no! Oh, that was lucky. Come on. My dog's just walked in, knocked microphone out of my hand. Go on then. Don't wee on my telescope. Thank you for the hearts, much appreciated. Yeah, I've got a little staffy, and he can't go 2 seconds without me being in the same room as him. Right then, let me just make sure I've not missed any questions, because I'm in and out, guys. I'm having to keep adjusting the telescope because for some reason the motor's not working. But I did drop it as I was setting up. Now that's not unusual for me. I've got a habit, I've got a history of dropping things. I did drop the motor, so I don't know whether that's done something to it. You're more than welcome, Ricky. It's a pleasure, my friend. It really is. That's what this is all about. I know it sounds, you have to, it's hard on YouTube to not sound corny and cheesy, and, you hear it 1,000 times off, people that make content that, thanking and, the reason I do this channel is purely just to help people. And I can't believe it's taken off like it has done, really. I mean, I know money is still a small channel, but it's comments like yours, Ricky. I'm just so glad that I've been a help to you. It's fantastic. That's what drives me doing this channel. Sorry, Ronald. Yes, the telescope I'm using is a Skywatcher Explorer. It's a 130. And the eyepiece I'm using at the minute is, I believe I've got an SV Bony 20 million. It's the 20 mil. It's the Gold Band series. If you can hear a whimpering, that's my dog. Do you want to go back out? I can't. Hang on a minute then, pal. Go on then. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, if you've just dropped in, if you've just joined me, like I say, I am going to leave this video, so if you are watching this pre-recorded, obviously you're not now, anybody that's in the chat, but if you are watching this pre-recorded, just leave any questions that you have in the comments, and like I say, I'm going to leave this up and I'll be active on it for the next couple of weeks, so hopefully I'll get to answer any questions that I may miss. Ashley, yes, definitely. The observatory in Chesterfield, it's a fantastic little observatory that. Really friendly people, as always. But that's it. That's another great thing about our community. It's just such great people. I've never met a grumpy astronomer yet. But yes, if you are only 20 minutes away, Ashley, go. You'll be made more than welcome. There's no actual membership fee as such. It's just more of an honesty box. I think there's like a box, as I remember. You just throw a couple of pound in there, and they're more than happy with that. I haven't been there for a while. I mean, that's where I cut my teeth, to be honest, at the Chesterfield Astronomy. It's where I very first saw rings of Saturn there, with an 8-inch homemade Dobsonian telescope. It's probably still there, actually. It were a brown wooden one. Yeah, but get yourself over there, mate. It's excellent. David, binoculars around £100. There's so many. Offhand, oh God, what I would do there, David, for your binoculars is have a look on the second-hand market. If for £100 you can get some real good bargains. For brand new, I would just suggest going for branded binoculars, if you get what I mean. Don't go for anything off Wish or anything that's unbranded and claimed to be 1,000 times magnification. Something like Celestron do decent binoculars. Another good place, I don't know how to, let me see if I can post a link in the chat. Let me just go and get the moon back in view. Have you heard of Northern Optics? If you're from the UK, they've got a channel here on YouTube. Have a look at Northern Optics. And they specialise in all binoculars, and he's a really nice chap, and if you just drop him an email, he'll advise you and just say I've got £100 budget, and you can't go wrong there. But as just offhand, just throw them out, there's that many. It really is. It's I can't really think apart from saying just get a branded pair. Hope that helps. I'm actually outside now, guys. Just trying to get the moon back in. Lost her. Completely lost her this time. Where are you? Sorry about this, guys. Black screen. I'm having to talk quiet because it is a bit late now. Completely lost her. Can't see the chat, so I'm outside in a minute. Let's have a look. That should be more like it. Is that rounded on there? There we go. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, for some reason, whatever reason, I don't know why, can't seem to get the moon in. Has the finder scope moved? I have to freehand this. Right then, if I can't get it in next... Oh well, looking at a blank screen. Oh, oh, what was that? There we go. Oh dear, what a nightmare. Right, let's just walk off. Sorry about that, guys, I really am. Can't see, you're probably all laughing at me in chat. Right, I'm going to put that there and then it'll... Yeah, that's very strange. Anyway, I'll come back to you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. I have to get a proper better setup for... so I'm not an astrophotographer, see, and if I were an astrophotographer, I'd have all proper gear. I'm a visual astronomer. Right, have I missed anything? Josh, on binocular questions, Celestron Sky Matcher 1570s on sale at Walmart for £97. Now, the only problem with big binoculars like that, you are going to have to put them on a tripod. They're going to be far too heavy. You're just not going to be able to hold them steady. The other problem I have heard, now I'm not, like I say, an expert on Celestron binoculars, a lot of the time they're not very good on collimation. That means the two telescopes, if you like, because that's what binoculars are, aren't they? The two telescopes, two little refractors stuck together. They can be slightly out of collimation, and I've heard that's a bit of a problem with the large Celestron, them 15B70s. I'm not saying that's on every single pair, but your absolute ideal pair of binoculars are something like an 8x50s, 7x50s even, or even 7x40s. And the max I would go is 10x50s for astro use, because you'll find even with 10B50s they can be quite heavy, and they do get heavy after a while of using, and I found that something like 7x40s, something like that, are kind of around the perfect size. You've got a big wide field of view and they're nice and light and easy to use. And we've lost the moon again. I've been gabbing on, Anta. That's oh no. Right, let's have a look, see if we can find him. There we go. That weren't too bad. That weren't as painful as last time. Hello, Green Cat from Manchester. Not too far away, just over the hill there. Manchester. Visited Manchester a few times. Yeah, Richard. I never get bored of the moon. The moon's a beautiful thing to look at. I don't know if you've seen, have you looked at my video on 5 things to see on the moon? I've got 5 things to see on the moon and 5 more, I think. I think the 2 videos were about 10 things to see on the moon, because it's not just all about, just looking at the craters. There's lots of amazing little features on the moon. Yeah, look at it all day. Sorry to hear that, Green Cap. Yeah, it has been here in the UK for such a long time. Like I say, I've got out, and it's just nice to have a clear night. See, first clear night in ages, and I'm here talking to you guys instead of out there. Talk about dedication to my audience. No, I know I've not been uploading just a lot, just a late. Oops, sorry, just been ruffling the microphone. I've just been so busy with work and rest of things. I've been doing actual real work. 2 seconds, guys. I don't want to lose the moon again. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll put it well out of field of view. And then it'll come into field of view, giving me a bit more time, because the motor's obviously not working. So where are you all from then, folks? I know we've got Manchester in the house, and can't remember your name, sorry. You're not far away from Chesterfield, are you? Somebody's not far away from Chesterfield. We've got 45 watching. Colorado, nice. Garlic Waffle, great name. You're more than welcome, Ronald. Thank you for watching, my friend. It's a pleasure. It really is. Santa Barbara, California. Sunny California. Thank you for joining us, Richard. West London, Stephen. Hello. Nashville. We're all over the world. Thank you so much for dropping by, guys. It's much appreciated. Great to hear from you all. Nashville. John's from Nashville. Josh, you're from Arkansas, US, right? Ronald, wow. Dorset. Ah, yes. I used to be in a band. Do you know the Banks Arms in Dorset? Andy, Banks Arms in Dorset. I once played there years ago. Ooh, losing the moon again. Losing the California. Ross, yeah. Hello, Ross from California. Hello, RV. Manchester. Yeah, another one from Manchester. Pakistan. Hello there, my friend. Thank you for dropping by. Snowing, Brad. Wow. Mind you, they've forecast snow in parts of the UK in June, which is very unusual. I don't know what's happening with the weather at the minute. It's crazy. I bet everybody's just having freaky weather, aren't they? All around the world. It's just really unusual weather. The faintest, John Perry, what's the faintest object I've spotted? It probably would have to be M1, the Crab Nebula, because that is it's quite a large nebula, the Crab Nebula, but it's really difficult to get. It's really difficult to spot, even in like a larger telescope. You know, and if you live in any kind of light polluted sky, you ain't got a chance really. But I did manage to catch it a couple of years ago now. We had a blackout up here on our end. And it just happened, I were all set up, I were out, and all of a sudden it just went super dark, and I went, wow, I'm going galaxy hunting. Yeah, and that's the only time I've ever seen it, and it was just literally, it was almost the averted vision technique I had to use to see it. But yeah, so that's I think that's the faintest I've ever observed with a small telescope anyway. Right, just move the moon. Moon's gone again. Ten shy, is it ten shy? Apologies for the pronunciation. The Ring and Dumbbell Nebula, yeah, fantastic targets at the minute. And Steve X, things to look for in June, Small Optics homepage. Now, it's funny you should say that because my next video is actually the summer skies. And it's all good things to look out for in the summer skies. So look out for that one coming up soon. Ross, what can you see with a 45-inch Dobsonian? Quite a lot, pal. A surprising amount, actually. Obviously, all the larger planets, all the inner planets. You're going to see the rings of Saturn. You'll see slight features on Jupiter. You'll see a little bit of the cloud formation on Jupiter. You'll definitely be able to see the moons of Jupiter, especially some of the brighter ones. As far as galaxies and nebula, obviously the brighter nebula, you're going to have no problem at all, such as the, obviously the Orion Nebula, things like that. But with a 4-inch telescope, you will even be able to see things like the Dumbbell Nebula, which is quite faint. You are going to need darker skies. But not, you don't need, pitch black skies, but, you don't want to be middle of the city. Just get away from the street lights as far as you can. Again, I've done videos on all this on to combat light pollution, folks. If you are having trouble with light pollution, just have a look on my main page. Have a look in the playlists or something like that. I'm sure you'll find it. There's all sorts. If there's a problem, I've usually got a video on it to do with when you're starting out in astronomy, and I've definitely covered light pollution. Thanks, Steve X. Appreciate that, my friend. I wouldn't say everything, but I'm certainly trying to get that way. Mike, good question. Mike Sandor, why do my photos of the moon keep coming out too green? You're asking an astrophotography question, Mike, and I would be totally Dunning-Kruger in it if I give you an answer, because it's not my field, pal. I couldn't tell you. For any astrophotography questions, I would highly recommend my friend Chris over at Astro La Vista. So if you think of Astro La Vista, it's like a play on words. Chris, Astro La Vista. For any astro, he's a smashing guy. He really is a nice chap. And he'll be more than happy to help you out with any astrophotography questions. But it just really isn't my field, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, apologies for the picture qualities of the moon, folks. He keeps going in and out of focus. It's not really my setup. I think it's because like I say, I'm just straight through the YouTube camera, and I think it's just struggling with the exposure and focus at the minute. I have got a remote control on the telescope, but the lead's not long enough. It's a lead. I want an infrared one, and it's not long enough to reach inside. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, friend. Brett Stokes. Astrophotographers aren't real astronomers. Ooh, that's topical. That'll raise a few eyebrows. I've got to be honest, it's not my thing, astrophotography. I find it, I haven't got the patience. I haven't got the patience. Or the money. Thanks, Astro Womble. Yeah, Andy, I do. That's the only astrophotography I do. Astrophotography I do is with my phone camera, on my phone. Yeah, you can get some amazing images with just your phone these days. I mean, about 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago now, I was photographing Ring Nebula with just my phone. I've got some great photographs with it. Hello, Queen Ulreeve from Belgium. I used to have relations in Belgium. Watch your head, babe. Come on. Stop crying, mate. If you can hear a whimpering, it's my, like I say, it's my dog. He's a big crybaby. He's a staffy, but he's a big crybaby. Come on, mate. Let's shut the door, because I'm talking. That's it. Good lad. Just turn quiet away, mate. That's it. Right then, have I missed any questions or anything? Oh, that's good to hear, Queen Ulreeve. Yeah, that's. I'm pleased to hear that. That's what the channel's all about. Yes, Steve. Yeah, Stephen. It's a problem, isn't it? That it's something that a lot of beginners are surprised by, that collimators need collimating. Just something else to put a spanner in the works when you're first learning this hobby. Yeah, it is, John. Like I say, collimators actually need collimating. I haven't actually done a video on collimating a collimator, which is crazy. It just sounds so contradictory, doesn't it? But I ought to do, didn't I, really? That's why I don't use them. I don't trust lasers for collimating. There's just too much that can go wrong with them. Yes. No. Sorry about that noise, folks. Oh, did you, Crazy Horse? Yeah, and I hope you're enjoying it. You bought an 8-inch Dob. To me, they're the ultimate telescope. You know what I mean? They'll last you for. There's not a lot you can't see with an 8-inch Dobsonian. And it's like, you know, people's debate that, oh, you know, there's not much difference between an 8 and a 10. And there isn't really. There's not a massive amount of difference. I just think they're the perfect size. They're nice and mobile. And like I say, there's not a lot you're not going to see with an 8-inch Dob. It's great to hear you're enjoying it, Crazy Horse. Pleased to hear that. OG shot glass. Are you asking me that? A 70mm. I have two 70mm refractors. If you're asking me that, Stephen. It's all down to choice, buddy. Cheshire or collimator or cap. I use a cap. That's all I use. I use a cap and just my own two eyes, really. I can just tell, you know, I've had them that long that I can just tell by just looking down without using an eyepiece whether it's in collimation or not. Yeah, next door, great telescopes. Quite right, Steve X. Quite right, yeah. There's a big misconception about collimation, especially when you first get into this hobby. You can get quite obsessive with it. I'm sorry about that background noise, guys. It'll stop in a minute. And don't get obsessive with collimation at all. The only time you need to be obsessed about collimation is if you're into astrophotography, and you want it really spot on then, sort of thing. But just for general visual, you know, you don't want it miles out, but if it's near as damn it in collimation, it's going to be fine. Don't touch it. You know, if it ain't broken, don't mend it, basically. We've lost moon again, haven't we, folks? Let me put it back. If I can see if I can turn it down a bit.
Oh no, keep going.
No. All right, that'll do.
The moon's wobbling.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I keep nipping outside just to bring the moon back to view. Have you, Josh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's my daughter. She's making a cup of tea. Is this your first month in astronomy? Are you saying, Crazy Horse? Oh, you've got a lot to see. A lot to see then, if that's the case. I envy you. I always say to people that, you know, I envy them people that have never seen rings of Saturn before, because first time you see that, it just blows you away. You lend me one.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do
I
it
could see.
again now.
46 watching. Thanks for dropping by again, guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you've got any questions at all, just drop them here in the chat. If I miss it, I'm going to keep this live up for a while. Just leave them in comments, and I shall hopefully answer any questions at all that I may miss tonight. Oh, is that right, John? So you've not seen them then yet? Oh, it's fantastic. It really is. It's a fantastic sight. Planets are down at the minute for us. They were better earlier in the year, or later last year, should I say. Green cat. It's a very difficult hobby, isn't it? Astrophotography, it really is. I mean, SV Boney sent me some of their cheap cameras. I can't really even know what you call them now. And it's such a beautiful night, and I spent all night just cursing and swearing and getting frustrated. Totally ruined the night. I thought, no, this ain't for me. This. Yeah, Brett, that's usually the case, actually. It does get people hooked as soon as they see rings of Saturn. And sometimes just when people see the moon for the first time, when you see the moon through a telescope and you start seeing all the craters and that, it blows people's minds who's never seen it before. Yeah, Steve X, Ring Nebula, one of my favourite targets. Absolutely love that. I was so pleased with the first time I saw that. I remember hunting for it as a kid with my little 50mm cheap department store refractor. Didn't have much success. Yeah, that's right, Mike. They are closing up now, aren't they? They're going to be at that stage where it's just going to be invisible soon, aren't they? Going to be totally closed, which is a shame. WeGaz 22. It's a Skywatcher Explorer 130. And it's with the 20mm SV Boney gold bound eyepiece. I recommend them, by the way. Again. Yeah, I know it's out of shot at the minute, guys. It should creep in a minute. I thought, put it out of view.
Well, it's not creeping up in here.
Oh.
It's creeping up in here. It's not allowed.
Hello, Marzipan Human. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. Yeah, it is, in it.
Explain that.
Yeah, it is nice to see the moon again. Like I say, it's been very cloudy here in the UK for, seems like forever. Apologies for the image, guys, of the moon. It's like I say, it's just the presets on the camera, YouTube camera, so it'll go in and out of focus, in and out of exposure. There's not a lot I can do. Josh Reeves. What do I mean by the rings are closing up? It's on the orbit as Saturn goes round, as its position from Earth. And it's just a perspective thing. Sometimes we'll see Saturn more the northern cap, if you like, and so then we see the rings wide open. But as it goes on its orbit and tilts away from the Earth, we see, obviously, it's like I say, a perspective thing. We'll just see the rings edge on, and so they almost look like they disappear. And then eventually, as it moves around in its orbit, it'll start turning again, and the rings will then start looking like they're opening up again as the planet starts tilting. But if you can imagine it, like, as a ring round a planet, if you looked at it straight on, you wouldn't see the rings. But then you tilt it and you would actually start seeing them coming into view. That's all it means by they disappear. They're not actually disappearing, they're just disappearing from our view as a perspective thing from Earth, if you get what I mean. It's all right, let me do that.
I'm just having a look at the
No problem, Josh. No problem at all, my friend. How long does it last? It can last quite a long time, actually. I'm not an expert on it, but sometimes the rings can be out of view for months and months until they actually come back into view. But it is actually quite a bad time for people to get into the hobby at the minute, to view Saturn's rings, because they're not at the best at the minute. They were fantastic a couple of years ago. They were wide open. Oh, thank you. Great to hear that, Merlin's Mountain. Yeah, the 6mm, they're good, aren't they? They're great eyepieces for a high-powered eyepiece. They really are. WeGaz 22. It's the UK weather, isn't it, pal? Whether it's Scotland or you know, England, it's always cloudy here. I mean, it's not a it's. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I ought to write it down one year, just how many clear nights we actually do get. But it's not many. Not nights like tonight, where it's just completely. I mean, there isn't a cloud in the sky at the minute. It's gorgeous. Oh, I've got to stop doing that. I said I ruined it last time.
You've got a spot on your eyes.
Sorry, guys. I just keep standing on my mic and unclipping it. There it is. Cloudy in Wales, is it, Merlin's Mountain? It's a shame. Hello, Retrojet. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. Yeah, winter skies is usually a bit ice. It's great for astronomy. Winter, it's my best time for doing it. Obviously, you've just got to battle the cold, haven't you? That's the only problem with winter astronomy. We can never have it right, can we, in our hobby? In the summer, it's too hot and it never goes dark. Well, it don't in the UK anyway. Midsummer, we probably get like 3 hours of absolute darkness. And in the winter, it's either just completely cloudy all the time or it's freezing cold. Sandwoods, have I got? Are you asking me if I've got my manky sheet hanging up tonight? No, I haven't got my manky sheet hanging up tonight. For anybody that doesn't know what that means, it's you hang sheets up is a great light pollution hack. If you've got street lights around you or any street lights that's shining on your where you set your telescope up. If you can set any kind of washing line up or something like that and hang sheets up, and you're virtually making yourself, if you can, a little makeshift observatory with sheets. If you can do that, you know, and actually encase yourself in, not only does it keep the weather out a little bit, but it also blocks out any stray light. But yeah, it's something you can do, and it's something I always do. I have to do sometimes. At the minute, I'm over the southern skies. Moon's over in the south at the minute. But if I'm over at the west, then I have to use my blanket because there's a neighbour that has a security light, and it just totally ruins the light. So yeah, blankets are a great block for knocking any of that annoying light pollution out. Another thing you can do for light pollution, if you have got light pollution in your area, is is to put on reflectors, is to put a great big, again I've made a video on this, a great big dew shield, like, you know, longer the better really. You just make it out of cardboard, ideally paint it black on the inside just to cut down any reflection, and just, you know, it can be a good 2 foot extending over the end of your telescope. But what that does, in actual fact, it pushes your focuser further back down into the tube, because light pollution, even when you've got street lights, it can still come in, you know, and any that's coming into round where your focuser is going to dramatically affect contrast, basically. And putting like a long shroud on, just like a big long dew shield, if you like, you just make it out of cardboard. That is a great thing to use. Your telescope looks a bit ridiculous, admittedly, but it does improve contrast. So that's something else you can do if you've got a lot of light pollution. But that's more for generalized light pollution I'm talking about. You know, like if you've got a street lamp nearby that's shining onto your garden or something like that. It won't put in a long dew shield, if you like, on your telescope, won't eliminate like city light pollution as such. Correct, Green Cap. Bortle is the number 1 is the best and 9 is the worst. That's right. I'm round about Bortle 6, which most people are. If you live near a town or a city, you're round about Bortle 6. If you live in the city, you're round about Bortle 2, even up to Bortle 1. Bortle 8. Nice, you know, Green Cat. Don't worry about it. Even in Bortle 8 skies, there's still plenty you can see. You know, you know, your planets, all your planets are going to be no problem. Obviously, the moon, and even some of the brighter deep skies, you're going to be able to see. Keep losing the moon, don't we? Merlin's Mountain, Bortle 3. Massive trees, yeah. That's the problem, isn't it? Trees can be a major problem. It's like my skies. I've literally got south and the west. That's it. South and west. And to get to the east, I have to just totally take the telescope totally around the other side of the property, which is an absolute nightmare because my northern sky is completely blocked by trees. Like great big conifer things. They're about 40 foot and they're right up against my property line, so I haven't got so I can't even polar align. You know, I haven't got a prayer of polar aligning because I can't see the North Star, basically. So I have to guess it with a compass and just hope me latitude's right. Yes, Crazy Horse, the moon. The moon is incredibly bright. And it's something, again, I would recommend to all beginners who are watching to get yourself a moon filter. You've not seen the moon properly until you actually see it through a filter. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but what you've got to remember is when you're looking at the moon, you're in the dark, obviously, because it's night time, but the moon is in broad daylight and it's a highly reflective surface. And it's and as you know, I mean, you're not going to damage your eyes in any way, but it can be really dazzling, the moon. And so just using a moon filter, I prefer a grey filter as opposed to these green filters that you can get. I don't really like looking at a green moon. Yeah, I highly recommend getting yourself a decent moon filter. Yeah, your eyes will thank you. Yeah, it would have been, John. It would have been, yeah. It's incredibly bright, isn't it? It is like a little light shining out your eyepiece. Yeah, true, Josh. Just a moon filter. I'll tell you another little hack you can. There we go. Sorry about that. We're back, folks. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. We're back. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. For some reason, just lost the signal. Yeah, what I was saying about the moon filters was all they are is tinted glass. I don't know if you heard what I was saying before it buffered. So you can actually wear sunglasses at the eyepiece, and that will act like a moon filter. Exactly the same. Yes, Brett. When you bang up the magnification on the moon, it's amazing, isn't it? You really can push your telescope to the limit with the moon because you've got plenty of light, see, haven't you? So you really can go silly. Stop piling Barlows on with 6mm eyepieces and things. Well, thank you so much for dropping by, Mike. I got kitchen duty. Well, you definitely got to go then, buddy. Thanks a lot, pal. Crazy Horse, can your eyepiece handle landscape? Do you mean can you use it in the daytime? Yes, you can use all telescopes in the daytime.
Okay. Everything going all right with it?
Josh, yeah, you can use them with eyepieces. You can use filters with eyepieces, yeah. There's no law saying that you can't use any filter with an eyepiece. Obviously, some filters won't give you any benefits at all. You know, such as infrared filters and IV filters, things like that for visual. But coloured filters and things like that can sometimes bring out detail in the planets. But the best thing is to just try them. You know, some people, I don't particularly use filters. The only filter I use is a moon filter. occasionally a light pollution filter, but that's about it. Retrojet? No, unfortunately not. You'd need a pretty large telescope to see the landing site. You can see the crater where the landing site is, if that's what you're talking about. But it's literally trying to spot a grain of rice on the moon's surface. The moon's a pretty big place. Starting Astro, no, I haven't, buddy. The reason why is because I wouldn't be able to film it. I wouldn't be able to film Deep Sky live. I haven't got the gear, and the camera just wouldn't be, the phone camera just wouldn't be sensitive enough to pick it up at all visually. So that's the only reason why I've not done Deep Sky live. Well, like I say, folks, I have got the motor running, but it must be damaged because it doesn't seem to be turning the telescope at all. I'm having to do it manually for some reason. Crazy horse. Not insulted at all, my friend. Yeah, I do review quite a few stuff that have been sent. Yeah, a lot of SV Boney stuff. It's funny because SV Boney is the first video I ever uploaded. I just decided I loved their really cheap aspheric eyepieces. I think you can still get them full set for about £20 for 3 eyepieces. They're amazing. And I thought I'll just do a quick YouTube video, and it just seemed to take off. Everybody liked it, and because of that video, SV Boney got in touch with me, and they do send me stuff. And it's not just SV Boney; I get all sorts of people sending me stuff. A lot of things I do turn down because if it's no benefit to my audience, I'm not just gonna, accept things for free. Just for the sake of accepting stuff for free. It's got to be worth it to you guys. But yeah, I do review stuff. Have a look on my channel, our main channel, a playlist, and have a look at reviews. And there's quite a few stuff on there. Sorry, is it Kelsey? Kelsey 59? Kelsey 59. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, friend. Zoom eyepieces. I've mixed opinions on them, to be honest. I don't love them and I don't hate them. I, I find that what I find with zoom eyepieces, especially for the beginner, is they tend to play with them too much. They put it in and they're zooming in and they're zooming out and they're zooming in, and they're not spending enough time at the eyepiece appreciating what you're actually looking at. And the problem is with zoom eyepieces, it's a little bit like a Swiss Army knife. They're not. They've got tools, but they're not as good as the actual tool. It's got a screwdriver on it, but that screwdriver isn't as good as a screwdriver. And that's what I'm trying to say. Zoom eyepieces are not as good as individual eyepieces, but they do have the place in astronomy. Of course they do. They are useful. But if you're happy with it, my friend, and you're enjoying it, then enjoy it. That's what it's all about. It's not about what's good, what's not. It doesn't matter how much things cost. It doesn't matter what your telescope looks like. If you're enjoying the views through it, that's all that matters. That's something you will find in this hobby. It's the only thing I don't like about this hobby, and that is that there is a lot of snobbery involved. So if you are new, don't get put off that you know, oh, don't buy this, it's cheap, it's rubbish and that. There is cheap and rubbish out there, and the cheap and rubbish is not branded, basically. So don't think you've got to spend, you know, hundreds of pounds on an eyepiece or thousands of pounds on a telescope, because you don't. You simply don't. I mean, just with a, you know, 80, 90 pound pair of binoculars, there's some amazing sights you can see. You have all three SV Bony, Andy? Yeah, that's great, yeah. I've not got the SV Bony zooms, actually. I have got a zoom eyepiece somewhere. I'm not sure what brand it is, actually. There is WeGaz 22. There is snobbery in every hobby. But do your research. You know, if somebody says it's rubbish or garbage, don't listen to them. You know, just especially if it's a branded thing. One company that does get a lot of flack is SV Bony, and that's one of the reasons I do plug them. Because I won't stand for it. And you do get people saying, oh, I won't touch SV Bony stuff with a barge pole and all this lot. And I just think, you know, why, you know, I think that's such a good thing for our community, for our hobby. The coming, you know, the quality stuff at such a reasonable price. Ronald, yeah, that's good. Like I say, if it's SV Bony, I recommend everything that they do. I have so much stuff of theirs: telescopes, eyepieces, cameras, filters, and not one of them, I can't fault any of them. Well, the only thing that I've ever faulted on SV Bony is, I talked to them about them earlier, the aspheric range. They did a 4mm, a 23mm, and a 10mm, I believe. And the 23 and the 10mm were fantastic, but the 4mm was an absolute waste of time. And that's the only bad SV Bony product I've ever tested. Yeah, Gaz. It's true, and that's something I'm scared that I don't want people to think of this channel, because I have done a lot of reviews, and I don't want people to think it's a commercial channel, because that ain't what it's about. And like I say, I don't get no commission at all on anything that I plug on this channel. I just simply get a lot of it for free. And I've told every company, look, I do give honest reviews, and if I think it sucks, I'm gonna say it sucks. You know what I mean? And they say fair enough. So, you know, but luckily I haven't had anything yet. Yeah, Josh, the red band. Sorry about delays in answering your questions, by the way, guys. I'm in chat. There is a lag. There is a slight delay in the feed, and also I'm a bit slow. And I've lost the moon again, so I'm going to sort him out. There we go. I put it way out of the field of view, and then he creeps into the field of view. 55 watching. Thank you so much, folks, for watching, dropping by. Yeah. Are you off, Gaz? Sorry, my friend, if you've already gone. Good night. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for dropping by. Starting Astro, yeah, 30 and 25 millimeter plossel. Sometimes that's all you use, all you need. Another misconception, folks. Again, if you're new to the hobby, seasoned astronomers already know this. Don't fall into the trap of magnification, that you need lots and lots of magnification. Again, I've done videos on this. As Starting Astro, as put in the comments there, he uses a 30 and a 25 millimeter plossel, and usually that's all you need. It's not very often I go armed with more than a 20 millimeter eyepiece when I go out. The only time I ever use anything more is if the planets are out, and I may take an eye-powered eyepiece or maybe a Bortle lens with me. But don't think that you've got to use lots and lots of magnification for good views, because trust me folks, your best views are always on lower magnification, always. Crazy Horse, you're 55. I stopped counting at 40. I'm 51, I believe. Or am I 52? Am I a deck of cards? I might be a deck of cards now. I might be 52. 1972. So, yeah, I'm 52, aren't I? I don't know. I don't even look in the mirror anymore. I don't recognise that man looking back at me. I know it's true, isn't it, Brett? I don't know. I don't know how old I am. I don't want to know. Oh dear. Well, seeing as there's some old timers on here, seeing as there's some old timers on here, have any of you on? There's I know I'm going off subject a little bit here, but have any of you been on TikTok just of late? There's this Gen X craze going off, where our generation, people that are born between 68 and I think it's 1980, I think. We're called Generation X, and we've totally taken over TikTok. And if you want 1,000 followers in a weekend, just go on TikTok, join the Gen X trend. That's all you got to do. Just do a little short video. And I just went to TikTok because somebody sent me a video. And I thought, I've got to download TikTok. I don't like TikTok. So I downloaded TikTok and I saw this Gen X thing. And I got something like about, 35 followers on my TikTok account. Joined this little trend, and in a weekend, I got something like 1,025 followers. So yeah, if you want some followers on TikTok, going and you're over 50 or around that age, if you're around 50s, go on there and you'll get loads of followers. And that's something else. Yeah, they're doing 10,000 subscriber, and it's like a follow you, follow me back sort of scheme that they're doing. Get to 10,000 subscribers and TikTok pays you or something. I don't know. Oh, a bit of fun, isn't it? Hey, the moon stayed in view for quite a long time this time. It's the horse, yeah. Well, it all started with some young girl slagging our generation off on TikTok, saying, Gen X is the worst generation that there is, and blah 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 blah. And it's really kicked off. Yeah, I think you do. I think you do. Sinead. Is it Sinead? Sinead? Am I pronouncing that right? Sinead? 43. Yeah, I think you're classed as Gen X. Breast sucks. Yeah, I think you do, don't you? Oh dear. Yeah. TikTok. Generation, a good band. Yeah. Yeah, we are really blessed tonight with this weather. I mean, there still isn't a cloud in the sky. I haven't seen it like this for months. Frogs pre-breaks, is it 65 to 1980? Is it? I thought it was something like that. Yeah, if you want some followers on TikTok, just type in Gen X into the search engine, and you'll see what it's all about. Like I say, I got 1,000 followers in a weekend. He bought 25 by 80 binoculars, Crazy Horse. Wow, they're huge. You are going to need a tripod for them, my friend. Green Cat. You never been, Green Cat, never been or seen TikTok. You're not missing a lot, buddy. Moon's getting quite low now. Yes, that's right, Josh. Yeah. For all those that don't know that, if you are using binoculars, you can prop your elbows on a broom, on a sweeping broom. It's an old photographer's trick, that. And that really does give you some good stability when using binoculars. The best way of using binoculars at the night sky, if you can, is a sun lounger. You know, like a pool lounger, whatever. If you've got one of them on a summer's night, you just lay on one of them, and then obviously your binoculars are nice and sturdy because you just got them nice and relaxed on your chest. And you can. I've spent hours just gazing up at the sky like that, especially as a kid. I used to fall asleep on, we used to have this flat roof at the side of our house. I used to climb up there as a kid in summer holidays with a sleeping bag, a pair of binoculars, my latest astronomy book that I've hired out at the library. Oh yeah, many a night. Yes, Green Cat, I've heard of that before, using a mirror. I've never tried that method before. I'll have to do a video on that. Yeah, Josh, laying down, it's brilliant. It's brilliant to lay down. That's a big key actually in astronomy, is to be comfortable at the eyepiece. If you're not comfortable at the eyepiece, you know, it really does affect your overall viewing. And there's absolutely no reason why you can't sit at the eyepiece. Get yourself a stool, get the tripod set at a nice height. That's why I like Dobsonian telescopes, because a lot of them you can just sit down at them, get a nice chair, you're lovely and comfortable at the eyepiece. There's nothing worse than being stooped and your back hurting and your neck hurting. Refractors, obviously, refractor users will know what I'm talking about there. They can be very awkward at times, but it is really important to get your telescope set up in a very comfortable position where you can, you think, well, I can look at that for, a certain amount of time without getting neck ache or back ache. But yeah, get yourself a chair or a stool or something. Hopefully I didn't move the telescope too high that time. We'll see. Yeah, Steve X, bar stool with an up and down lever. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, telescopic stools. They'd be absolutely perfect, wouldn't they? Sorry about the blank screen, guys. The moon should be coming in. I'll move it over. There we go. Yeah, Mike, anything like that. Collapsible camp stool, perfect, perfect. Yeah, but I mean, Vic, yeah, Vic, I don't know if you're referring to sitting down, especially at our age, but yes. I mean, I suffer with back problems, I have done for years, and I can only stand in a certain position for only a very short amount of time now. So it's important that I'm comfortable at the eyepiece. That's probably why I've got a bad back, stooping at an eyepiece all these years. There we go. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. I just pressed my phone and we got a bit of Batartarel going there. Get a copyright hit if I'm not careful. Oh, we're losing moon again. Sorry guys if I'm missing any of your chat. Sorry for the silence. I just turned into a few things. Yes, I sometimes do that, Andy. Listen to music. Problem is listening to music when you're stargazing, you can't hear them beasties coming out of bushes, can you? Coming to grab you, creeping up behind you. Somebody once said, that's what somebody once said to me. He says, I don't like using reflector telescopes because they don't see vampires. I'm just going through the comments, guys. Sorry, make sure I've not missed anything. Right, that's okay. Right, okay. Listen to a documentary about UFOs. Yeah. You know, it's amazing the amount of times that, you know, we spend looking up, because, I mean, I don't want to get into UFOs or so much, but, you know, it'd be daft not to say that there isn't such a thing as, you know, other life forms. I mean, every star is a sun. Every star you look at is a sun, and every one of those stars could support a planet that supports life. We just don't know. They're just too far away. And, you know, I mean, I've seen things, but you'd think that the amount of times that, you know, we do spend looking at the sky, you know, you'd see a little bit more. But, yeah, I've only ever seen one thing that I can't explain. You know, I know just about everything in the night sky, you know, that moves, whether it's an asteroid, a satellite, ISS, whatever. But one night I did see something, you know, that I can't explain. How about you guys? Have you ever seen anything? Have you ever seen any kind of, you know, unexplained object in the night sky? Yes, indeed he did, Merlin's Mountain, Patrick Moore, the late, great Sir Patrick Moore. If it wasn't for Patrick Moore, by the way, there would be no small optics. That's what got me into astronomy. Hill 428, you want to know what I saw? Yeah, it's hard to explain. Let me try and think in a nutshell. I was out, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a night like tonight, actually. Oh, good night, Steve. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. Very much appreciated. Take it easy. Yeah, thanks a lot, friend. Yeah, it was a crystal clear night like tonight. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I happened to be looking south, and I can see pretty much, like, you know, from horizon to about, like I say, I can't see the north because of the trees, so it's like just past the meridian, if you like, off the on the meridian land. And I was looking south, and it was 3 objects. Hard to explain the size. They were, I would say, they looked, if you were to hold your fingers up, like there was a gap of about 5 mil, so they were like, you know, they looked about 5 mil, if you know what I mean, in the sky if you held your fingers. And there was 3 of them, and they were like they were like arrowheads. That's the only thing I can explain. It happened so quick. They were like arrowheads, and they started right on the south horizon line, and I saw them just come up right through, and they was like grey. They were like a grey colour, and they were like, you could see they were out of the atmosphere. Do you know, like a satellite is out of the atmosphere? You could tell they were in space, if you get what I mean. So they were pretty big, and they went from the south right up to where I can't see in the north in about, I would say, 2 seconds. 2-3 seconds from one horizon to the other. And as they went across the horizon, as they went across the sky, they were moving in formation really quick and erratically. And like I say, we're over and done within 3-4 seconds, and I just stood there with my mouth open going, what on earth have I just witnessed? There were no sound, there were no lights. Like I say, they were almost like the colour of a satellite, but they were arrow shaped and moving at an incredible rate of knots. You know, like I say, they went from the southern skies right to the north in 3 or 4 seconds. If probably not even that. It was so fast. It was so quick. Bit weird. Yeah, can't explain that one. It wasn't debris. It wasn't, you know, satellite. It wasn't. I don't know what it were. It was very, very odd. I don't know, Hill. I don't know. I don't know at all. It was very, very odd. There was no sound. There was nothing. But it was way they changed formation as well. It wasn't just the actual speed that they were moving across the sky. I could see them actually move in formation, like one were on top of the other, and then they'd switch really quickly, like like just switch round, like in human way. I mean, a human wouldn't be able to take them kind of G's. They were crazy. In fact, it were like I say, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've run upstairs and woke my girlfriend up at time, and she was like, you know, she's like, "What's the matter?" I'm going, "Oh my God, you'll never believe it what I've just seen." Oh, that's scared, that's terrified her. Brett, no, too fast for drones, buddy. Way too fast for drones. Yeah, I would say low Earth orbit, definitely. Going at that speed, if they were, there would have been some kind of trail. If there was some kind of air friction, you know, if they were in the atmosphere, there would have had to be some kind of trail, because the speed was just incredible, incredible. Like I say, from the southern horizon to the northern, like sort of right up to where I can't see as the north goes, it was just a matter of seconds. How long ago? It was 2 years ago, I would think. There is a video actually on YouTube. You don't see anything. I didn't film it or anything. But there was an Indian lad did a call with me. So I think I've got it on my channel somewhere. And he was saying, like, I think he titled it "Astronomer Sees UFO," and we did like a live chat, and he were asking me all questions about it. Yeah, it was a very, very crazy thing. Never seen anything like it since. It's the rainy season, is it, Typhoon? Well, you'd think it'd be the rainy season here in the UK. It's supposed to be our summer, but we've had it back. Like I say, we've had a good day today. The weather's been great today, and tonight it's just unbelievable, perfect conditions. In fact, there's not much atmospheric disturbance, is there, really, if you look at the moon? Because I would say at the minute the moon's probably about 15 degrees above the horizon, so it's you know, it's on its way to set. So I'd expect it to be a lot more wobbles, if you like, a wobbly moon. Mark 9.6. Mark 9.6. That, oof, jeez. That's fast. There's a blackish grey colour. Whereabouts, Josh? What's that on? Oh, that little blob. Is that, do you mean that just below the moon? I think it's just a bit of camera flare. I think it's just a little bit of light flare, a lens flare, if that's what you mean. Yes, Brett, the moon's getting pretty low now. Hello, Randall. No problem, my friend. It's a Skywatcher 130 Explorer. And I'm using a 20mm SV Boney eyepiece. Marzipan human, yeah. I'm not familiar with the spectroscopy filter, to be honest with you. No idea. But yeah, it does sound interesting. No, I've not seen it with my telescope, the Starlink satellite train, but I have seen it. I have seen it with the naked eye. Seen it a couple of times actually. Yeah, Retrojet, Elon Musk. I mean, you know, he has a lot of bad rap, doesn't he, Elon Musk? And I'm a bit on the fence with him. I don't hate him. I don't, you know, I think he's good. Some of the things he's doing, but I don't think he's a big fan for astrophotographers, is he? Because I know he's certainly messed a few photographs up with the amount of stuff he's shoving up there. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? It's retro, yeah, yeah. Mike, are you really? All right. I hope the weather's going to be good for you. We have enough bad rap about the weather in the UK, and it's not always rainy, you know. I tell you something, right, about the UK weather. And I know you say, well, you come from the UK, you're going to say that. But as far as my opinion, we've got the best climate, or one of the best climates in the world. Because it's, you know, it's not stinking hot all the time. It's not freezing cold all the time. You know, we just got a mixed bag. It's like, you know, when it's summer, it's warm. When it's winter, it's cold. It's like, it's pretty much in the middle of the road. It's a really good climate, really, the British climate. I wouldn't want it, but I'm not a sun worshipper at all. You know what I mean? I'm not one for sitting in the sun anyway, so. As long as the clouds go away at night time, it's all that bothers me. Oh, that sounds fantastic, Mike. Yeah, London's a fantastic city. It really is. Some of my favourite cities. The architecture in London is just stunning. Bruce Nunn, thank you so much, my friend. That is massively appreciated. Thank you very much. 199. Thank you so much. The scope I'm using is a Skywatcher 130 Explorer. It is actually on an EQ2 mount, very basic entry-level mount, and it is on a motor drive, but unfortunately, as you can see, the motor doesn't appear to be working properly because the moon is drifting away. Very simple entry-level setup. But thank you very much for the question and the donation, Bruce. It does indeed, Retrojet, and that's the good thing about this hobby. You know, there's always another night. You don't have to worry about it, and it's what I call astronomy is what I call canal time, and I mean like what I mean by that is like all the people that live on canal boats. Canal time's just like take your time, patience, enjoy it, plod along. There's no rush. There's no stress. When you go out on a night like it is tonight here in the UK, it's to wind down. It's to relax. You know, and that's what I mean. And the bad nights, if there is a bad night, so what? You know, there'll be another clear night. You know, if you miss, say, that nebula that you wanted to view all year, you know, and it's cloudy all year, you don't get to see it. So what? Wait next year. It'll be there again next year. You know, it's only the seasonal things like, I don't know, odd comets that we get, you know, that happen, or rare eclipses. You know, I mean, they're a bit disappointing when you miss it when it's cloudy. But when it comes to general observation, never be disappointed, you know. Never be disappointed when you can't find something neither. You know, you could be searching for weeks and weeks and weeks and you just can't find whatever you're looking for. And just never give up. Just keep trying, because one day you will find it. You know, it's just relaxing time. That's what it's all about. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the hobby. Never get frustrated if you can. That's why I say don't do astrophotography. Stick to visual astronomy. Astrophotography just causes loss of hair and loss of money and loss of patience. Thank you so much, Merlin's Mountain, for dropping by. Good night, my friend. You take it easy. Thank you so much, Hill428. Thank you so much for dropping by, my friend. You have a good night. Take it easy. Ha! My EQ motor. I think the moon's speeded up. Either my motor's running slow or the moon's speeded up. The thing is, I've got it running with a little bit more voltage than it needs as well. I've got it running on about 8 volts, I think. And I think it only needs 6. But I've been told that's not a bad thing, to actually push your motor with a little bit more voltage. Starting Astro, thank you, my friend. Good night. Thanks for dropping by. Mike, £5, $5. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. Really, that's fantastic. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Wow, this is so good, guys. I mean, 42 for my little channel, 42 watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for dropping by. Sorry, I ain't got much more to offer you, only advice, and you know, I think I'm going to do a few more of these lives. I do like doing the lives. It's nice to hang out with you guys and have a little chat. No, it's not with a filter. It's just straight through straight through YouTube's setup, basically. So I haven't got much control over the exposure or anything. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that because I've seen other YouTubers, you know, and they have little cameras with the face on. I don't know how to put my face on. You know, you could see me. I could have a little square. I don't know how to do any of that. Bit too technical for me. The SV001 Wi-Fi cam, Josh. I haven't. I don't know. Has anybody else had any experience with the SV Boney? Is it SC00 Wi-Fi cam? I didn't know about that one. That's new to me. That. No, I didn't, Mike. What I did, it's a total. Mike's asked, did I send out any notifications for this live stream? Normally I do. I usually put like something on my community page, but tonight was just an off. I just walked out and God, it's such a nice night. Oh, why don't I do a live? And I did do a little bit of a notification on my community page about half an hour before, which is not very good, is it? So I will do more notice in future. Ooh, lost the moon again. You can see how low we're getting now. Well, guys, what I'll do, I'll stay with you until we lose the moon. It's round about 1:05 in the morning here. I've got work in the morning, so I will have to cut it short soon. Oh, wow, Bruce, thank you so much, my friend. Fantastic logbook for a good night's pictures, thoughts, details of my current setup, all the best thing I started doing. That's fantastic to hear, Bruce. You're more than welcome. Yeah, what can I say? Thank you so much. So generous of you. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, it's it's a reflector, isn't it? So it's going to be upside down. And unfortunately, I think it's focusing on the tree and not the moon. Oh well, we'll stay with it. We'll stay with it until it disappears. Thank you, Trevor. Will do, my friend. Yes, it is in the retrojet. How quickly it goes out of the field of view, especially when you're using high magnification. I mean, I'm only using low magnification here, and as you can see, it shoots out of field of view so quick. And that's something that can be very off-putting as well to a beginner, you know, because they can spend 10-15 minutes just getting the damn thing in the field of view, and the next thing it's out of the field of view. Can be very frustrating that way. That's why these exolial mounts with slow motions on, they're a godsend. They're so you know, you can just keep it in the field of view just manually. But a motor obviously is even better. Are you off, Green Cat? You're more than welcome for the stream. Talk about the lizard people. Don't. They might hear us. We can't talk about them. They might hear us. Okay, Mike. If you're off, are you off, buddy? Dear. I hope the probing goes okay. I hope they use at least a little bit of lube for you. Thank you so much for your donation and dropping by, Mike. You take care, my friend. See you soon, Mike. Take it easy, buddy. As soon as the moon drops, I'm going. So that's really good. Well, we've nearly lost the moon, folks. Going behind the trees now. And like I say, I can't get focus on the moon. It's just focusing on the trees. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. Like I say, work in the morning. Oh dear, I don't know. I may have to just stare. As soon as the moon sets, there might be a few deep sky targets that I might not help myself for having a quick look at. Because of course, folks, remember, if you ever want to view your deep sky targets, it's always best on a moonless night to choose for your deep sky targets. So, you know, either wait for the moon to set, which it's going to do in the next half hour, or just wait for a moonless night, and that's your best time for viewing your deep sky targets, because as we've talked about earlier, the moon's incredibly bright and it will drown out the fainter deep sky targets. Yeah, okay, my friends, we shall call it a night, and thank you so much for all the super chats. Weren't expecting them. Weren't expecting. I think we had a max of about 50 people watching there, didn't we? And that's fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much. I will love you and leave you. We'll sort another live out some time again, because it's fun. This, I like it. You take care, all, and I'll love you and leave you, and I will see you all very soon.